See, the battlefield is silent. Open up those squads. And see what on earth is going. Are we going to see a repeat from last time? Destiny, they chose to storm onto B, but they didn't use the boost. They're actually not doing. They're doing the same thing again. This time they're splitting off. Vinci and Bjergsen are going to go for this quick push towards C. Surely JR is going to catch them, and he is. Oh, what was that? Vinci missing every single bullet he threw towards J, and let's see if that's going to influence this push. They are not going to be phased. Rapey there as well. Early BC hold for Animate. No surprises there in chat. There was a lot of faith in the Animate side. We'll see how long that can last though. Fatsheep playing the waiting game around that A area. Vinci's going to fall as well. So Jay, very, very mobile at the moment. We saw he was initially. He's actually pushed all the way onto B. He's going to be picking up a third frag already. Navigating his way around from those nades. And look at this, only losing one ticket currently. Animate looking strong. Vinci, the last man standing for Destiny. It was almost a full squad wipe, but Animate are just slaughtering Destiny right now. Very little control from the Polish side. They're not really sure what they're doing here. They're wasting time. Isolec and Cyclone forced back all the way over here to these random respawns, and that's all because of the beautiful work of Beer. Beer has single-handedly brought the A site under control, causing that trip cap, and that is a bleed you want to stop as soon as possible. But they look to be doing so by changing that B flag status. So, that AC hold, it's not an easy one to keep hold of for Animate. Let's see what they have for us in answer, and it's going to be Jay just diving around. Oh, and Felix is there as well. Let's jump onto with Jay. It's because he's 6 for 1. The man cannot be stopped at the moment. Just walking around, getting the picks when he needs to. He's looking for 7, doesn't quite get it. Rapey with the Ace-23, just that little bit too strong. Fatsheep still on the defensive positioning on that B side. Under those stairs, it's quite a popular position, but they're so very vulnerable to nades and explosives and just general spray and pray. And that's a prime example of the spray and the pray. Vinci, prayer wasn't quite answered though, as he did go down, and the revive from Jay makes all of that in vain. 146 now to 85. Very strong start from Animate. A trip cap yet again. And all we're seeing from the underdogs that I put so much love towards is disappointment right now. Only for going 5 tickets already. Animate very, very strong. Bjergsen going to be sitting by the sofa, but it's no easy, calm living room. Going to go down again. Nice play from Beer with the AEK. Bit of the engineer class coming in. I'm telling a lie, actually. It's not AEK, what we're talking about. AEK, of course, not the engineer class. I'm sure you guys will punish me for that in chat. Still, though, this is looking incredibly one-sided at the moment. Look at this flexibility demonstrated right now from Animate. And Frantic, the man who hasn't seen too much action, just been sitting pretty. He's got the Magnum. He's looking for the 1 pop. Misses the 2 crucial shots if you wanted to take that one down. And that's going to make the C statue a little bit more difficult to recapture. His whereabouts have been known. He's caught a glimpse of someone running off. But that open barrier is going to suggest he's being pushed. He's not going to be able to hold on to that site. And that is decent play there from Isolec. But it's not going to be enough to stop the bleed. AB hold is still continuing to tick away. 50 already, and this is just for the first half. Unbelievable. Right now, Fatsheep surely looking for the double. He knows he's in trouble though. Playing for the regen. He doesn't have to do too much, and he's done just enough as he does take down Vinci. 138 now to 50. Animate thrown a lot at defending this site, and it has been a real success. Destiny, they threw 3 or 4 bodies at it, and every single one just got shut down. Yet once again, we're seeing another push in again from Destiny. We'll see what they've got for us on this offensive. They're taking a new route. They haven't tried this yet on the outside, the outskirt area down that road. And again, it looks like it's going to be staved off by Animate. Fatsheep at the helm with that Magnum. Obviously, that deadly Magnum 1 pop is something you have to fear, especially when all they can see is your head. You put one of those bullets in it, and that is going to be sleeping with the, well, not the fishes, sleeping with the bullets. Oh, didn't quite get it. Got the spot, though. And still, A and B remain under Animate control. Destiny have no answer for this. They've tried everything. They've managed to go for that C-side, but it was pretty short-lived. And right now, we're seeing Bjergsen dropped into a pretty tough spot. He's got to leave on towards that B site, but there's just so many players, and when your aim is that bad, oh, what was that? Oh, Bjergsen does get taken down by Fat Sheep, and that was a shot you cannot miss here at ESL One Battlefield. 134 now to 23, so running away with it at the moment. Obviously, anything that they acquire here for Animate or Destiny carries on into that second half. We don't have any newcomers here. Best of 3 format. You can hear the music coming in already. That suggests that we've seen a fantastic half from Animate. Using that ramp, Isolek is on the prowl for a couple of kills. Lands a tag, not the frag, as he does scurry away. With only 8 tickets remaining, it's unbelievable how Animate have taken control of this game. A lot of people were doubting Destiny, and maybe perhaps rightfully so, as Animate really are demonstrating their ability here. Good to progress in that, and that's going to be the first half completed. 131 tickets. Make sure I make a note of that one. And a map like Dawn as well, a map which is widely considered pretty level-sided. I mean, it's not a big problem, but right now, I mean, the 1v1s were being lost. We were watching Bjergsen, I believe, in that 1v1, and it was just the aim was not there. It was an aim party, and they weren't invited. Animate, Fat Sheep on the top of the scoreboard, 11 to 5, JR 12, Fairlex 10, and not one player on the Chinese side of Destiny, not one player breaching that double figures, 7 being the highest for them. Now, I'll say this time, and I'll say it time and time again, but a game, admittedly, a Battlefield isn't all about the kills, but when you're missing those shots, when you're really struggling to do anything to take down the enemy team, you're never going to get pushed onto those sites. You know, as great as it can be, you can have the best strategies in the world, but if you don't win those 1v1s, you don't win those 2v2s, you're never going to progress. And right now, it's just a question of aim for Destiny. Going to be going into number 2. See if we can work out if they're going to be going live. I can only assume they are. Let's open up those squads and see what on earth Destiny have to answer this really tough result for the first half. 131. Don't forget that. So that is what Destiny are playing against. Add 131 to Animate eSports score. That's right. Yeah. So Destiny, if Destiny falls beneath 130, so they have 20 tickets to work with right now. 120 tickets. That is, I mean, that's a really tough one. No, 120. Sorry, 20. Dearie me. You know, as someone who loves Battlefield, loves to commentate, I should really steer clear of the math side of things, because every time I try and work out the ticket maths, it just becomes horrendous. That's why I need the man to my right, you know, I need Jason there to kind of quickly jot down the right numbers, because right now that has never been my strength. But what has been is telling you exactly what is happening, and right now, let's jump in and see how they're going to push this one forward. Different approach this time from Animate. We can see the contrast from the way Destiny have played it. They're actually going for an early rush. They're looking for have the element of surprise, and they might just do it. JR charging in first, because pick up the first blood up with the AEK, but it has opened up that B side for Destiny. Is it going to be short-lived, though? We know how effective Animate can be when they put their mind to it, and look at this. Fat Sheep roaming quite perfectly, stopping any of those defensive players around B, and now they're going to come from behind. This is what I can expect to see from Animate, but no, it's been pretty slow so far. Destiny are leading this one. Rocket just narrowly missing Cyclone, and that's going to enable him to keep that B site safe, just putting as much suppressing fire as he possibly can do, trying to keep them away from B, but perhaps they don't want to set their sights on B. Beer is in a real tight spot, does win the hip fire. That's going to secure C. Surely it doesn't. There's just too many. The numbers were vast, but it did secure C, and his teammates just there in time to secure it. So A and C, perhaps even B. We are going to maybe see the Animate response, and that response is a good one. A trip cap. Just staving off. You can see already Destiny falling dangerously low. 131 was the initial ticket threshold, and we're seeing already 132. This is the GHGG for the first half. That's the one over and done with, as Destiny have fallen beneath the first half scoreline. All right. So we're going to be loading into the second map. I figured, you know what, instead of looking at the next map, which is, of course, going to be jumping in straight away, we're going to be talking a little bit about Lankang Dam, because that's the map we're coming up next. And it's a map I was talking about earlier. I was, you know, when people were asking why the Scar H was removed, this was a map which I mentioned. I was suggesting that Lankang Dam is a map which has two halves. You've got the long distance, you have the pick and the split, where you can push around the outside, and that's where perhaps the Scar was used the most. In contrast with perhaps, I'm trying to think, you know, we have the CZs. We're going to probably see the CZ. We may even see an Engineer class. It's not the most kind of Levolution heavy map, but it is a map where the Engineer class can thrive. So that is worth a mention. Have a look what you guys in chat are doing. And oh my god, we're being cappered. We have been hit by a Kappa bomb. It's not gone great. Well, Matja, obviously, his prediction was 2-0 to Animate. A lot of people were joining him in that prediction. Predictions in general are just being cappered. There is so much going on right now. Oh, good grief, we're being Kappa bombed. But Kappas aside, in fact, I'll throw in one of my own. Hang on, let me go. Boop. So I've joined the Kappa train. We're going to be jumping into this one then, guys. Let's throw into the game. I'm going to look over Lankang Dam. 30 seconds on the timer. Destiny were just outclassed in that last game. I can't really see how they're going to answer. Well, the first thing they need to do is this man. This man needs to win some 1v1s. 3 for 11 last game. Going to look to do something different in number 2. He's warming up his legs, you can see, guys. He's jumping up and down. He's making sure, you know, he's limber, nice and warmed up, stretched. As that countdown does reach 5, let's take a look at that tabletop and see exactly what on earth they plan to do as we go into this one. Vinci up towards that C site. They're actually rushing across the courtyard. Going to be looking for that early A cap. The man to receive them is going to be frantic. And oh, his positioning's perfect. Manages to get one before he goes down. And that's going to be the communication. Let's see the response now from Animate. They know they're spreading towards A. This is where the communication becomes vital. This is a great surprise tactic actually from Destiny. Credit to them. See how they respond. Fat Sheep responding in force, getting a nade out as well, straight towards that middle area. Didn't mean to mount it, and that's going to cost him. Isolect was there, and wow, great start from Destiny. They've got up to that A site. The element of surprise was just a little too strong. Bia forced back on towards that B site. He's in a great position to keep hold of B, but right now they need to do more than that. They need to push out, and they have done just that on towards that C site. I was expecting to see perhaps Vinci hold on to it. In fact, maybe they are. Fat Sheep's going to try and defend it. Takes down one. There's going to be more around there, and I think he's well aware of that. In fact, no, he has managed to land a spot on towards B. That's actually a great play from him, and wow, finishes off, puts a cherry on it and everything. Fat Sheep doing great work. It's a kind of mobile defender right now. He's everywhere, and Isolect isn't. Ghost got taken down by Frantic. And now Destiny, after such a great start, this is the problem they were faced with before. These long-distance spawns. Contrast to perhaps Animates, where they're just jumping on each other, having the perfect positioning on this site, and you see the patience now demonstrated by Fat Sheep. Didn't quite land the spot. You can see an enemy. What is he doing? Oh, what was he doing? Itching his head, perhaps, you know, stroking his pet dog or something, but I don't know what he was doing, because that has cost him his life. Right now, Beer under some serious fire right now, looking for the pick with the Magnum. Is actual... Oh, I think he's got a second. He has. Vinci goes down as well. It looks so messy. Oh, it's like a Jackson Pollock. But he did manage to bring him home. I'm not sure how. Hip fire with the Magnum. That's all you need. And we're seeing the same problem as last time. Destiny are struggling to retake sites. They started so very well, managed to surprise Animate, which, I mean, that's something they can take away from this game no matter what. But right now, I'm not sure what Cyclone's plan is here. He's looking to push towards this C flag, but I can't see it going too well from him. He knows he's going to be caught out from those windows. He can get the pick, though. It could be great, and he didn't. Yet again, his aim is not there. The brain may be, but it's such a key element of Battlefield. You've got to have the aim to back up the brain. Bergson, slow and steady. Let's see if he can redeem himself. 0 to 4 so far, so perhaps not. He's got the hip fire and he's just gone and lost it again. Every single 1v1, he is not successfully killing the enemy team, and that is the worst. I mean, every time I've looked at Bjergsen, he has fluffed up 1v1s. See if Rapey can do different. No, can't redeem himself either. 137 to 89, looking to be going the same way as Dawnbreaker. A lot of you predicted the same kind of thing. 1v1 on the outside area. JR does have the advantage of that height, but he's looking to play pretty passive, actually playing around that car. He knows he's going to get pushed, and he thinks he's just waiting for the nade to come in so he can hide behind those skips. In the meantime, B and C remain controlled again. It's like Destiny don't realize that, oh, what? We have to do more than just try and kill them. We have to push site. What? Isolec gonna be having trouble again. He's down on B. This is just an unbeatable perimeter. We need to see back to the drawing board for Destiny. They need to head on the outside. We've seen them try before, but they've always been trying with such a fleeting amount of numbers, maybe 1 or 2. I think it was Bjergsen before. Cyclone alongside him. This time, look, I mean, the Cyclone is waiting for them to come to him. That is not going to happen when they're quite happy with this BC hold. Credit to Animate for not going greedy there. We can see on the scoreboard, everyone's got a pretty equal level of kills. No trouble as they're just roaming around B, repositioning themselves, keeping themselves dynamic, and that's all you need to do, as that bleed is going to keep ticking away. Frantic, keeping research pretty safe and sound. Just roaming from the top of the stairs all the way over from one staircase to the other. In the meantime, it's not near squad white. Poor old Destiny. It's just looking like a repeat right now. That's the pick he needs to get. Isolec, he's got the great position, he's got the right idea. He needs to keep moving and catch them off when they peek the window. And he hasn't connected a single bullet. The man who is connecting them, I can only assume is Frantic, and it is. He's going to be poking his head out the window yet again. This time actually being more passive, keeping his eyes on B. He's watching the staircase, and what was that? Vinci not even acknowledging his presence and just sprinting around the corner. Back up there is present for Frantic. It's going to be Fat Sheep, and that's all he needs to keep the site secure yet again. And that flag is flying ever so high, the Animate flag on that C site. In the meantime, 0 to 8 for 2 of Destiny's players. The only man really picking up the kills right now is Isolec. Not today. Does go down to Fat Sheep with the Ace 23. ACW actually is what hasn't really seen much of a mention in chat when you were discussing weapons. ACW is a weapon we're seeing a little bit more often. Someone was actually saying, I don't know why we don't see ACW as much. And it's an interesting question. I know that a lot of people find it viable. Others can't stand it. It's a real preference weapon, I think. Some people like it, some people hate it. Ace 23 is that neutral. It's the mauve of the weapon world, you know. No one's got a problem with mauve. Everybody can work with mauve. And we'll see. 128 to 19. This is Destiny have got Animate's tickets a little lower than last time. It was 131, if I'm not mistaken. This time we're down to 128, but with only 15 tickets remaining, it's not looking too likely for Destiny. You hear that dreaded music, the music that the teams fear to hear. That's a poet, and I didn't know it, because I'm a rhyme. Slime? Nope, ran out of things, okay. Regardless, 128 to 6 now. Not going too well. Let's see if they can get those tickets down anymore. Animate just going to be holding on to those respawns. They don't need to even bother at the moment. Right now they're going to be taken away courtesy of the bleed. It's 128 in the first half. It's looking dangerously close to being a 2-0 sweep, and Matt during chat was perhaps going to be right with that one. Once again, though, while we're presented with that scoreboard, let's look at the scores on the doors. 1 for 10 from Bjergsen. We've seen a couple of examples of his play, and it hasn't been the most elaborate of Battlefield gaming that I've seen. 3 for 14 for his brother beneath him, Vinci. So 6 frags being the highest number reached for Destiny. I think perhaps it's just a case of, you know, being outplayed. There's nothing really more I can say about it right now, because from the 2 maps we've seen, all we've seen is Animate playing the game they play. They haven't changed anything. There's no surprises from Animate. They're pushing things that they would push anyway. And all that's happening right now, the things that are determining whether or not Animate is successful is if they win the 1v1s, if they win the battles, the little kind of duels I like to describe them as. Because, I mean, Battlefield is essentially a big, huge kind of collective of duels, and if you don't win any of those, you're never going to successfully capture the sites. And right now, Destiny are not successfully both defending or being on the assault, not being on the offensive. So if you can't do neither, you're not going to get too far. Now, we are going to see Destiny on the left of your screens, Animate on the right, as the sides have swapped. 128 tickets in favor of Animate going into this half. It does not look great for Team Destiny. What I want to see, perhaps, is them trying to get the most out of this. I think what they can do, if they can't win, which it's almost kind of written now in stone that they cannot, at least try and get the same thing as last time. You know, they actually successfully pushed the outside area, surprised a defensive play on A, and managed to keep hold of that AC hold for it was a good 30 seconds. Now it doesn't sound like much, I know, after we saw Animate keep hold of two sites. I think it was C and B, sorry, for about 3 or 4 minutes. But that was great. That was a good display from Destiny. That showed that they do have potential to surprise and to perform. Let's see if they've got something similar up their sleeves for this second half. On the overview, we can see not the same kind of a play on the Chinese side from Animate. They're more of a split and pick kind of approach on towards this B. And it looks like Destiny are going to respond with the same kind of thing. Vinci's first on the scene for his team. See what he can do. He's looking for the quick cap, but he knows there's an enemy presence. He's going to try and find it. He can't do it. That's a prime example right there, kids. That was the duel, and that's another fail for the Destiny side. Select looking to get the pick, can't quite connect his bullets, and it's not going to be great. As already that number's going to be slipping away from them. The BC hold is all Animate needs. They've done it before, and they're going to try and do it again. It's right now. Jump into the eyes of Felix in the outside area. This is the patience we see demonstrated from a lot of the Animate players. Every single player knows what he needs to be watching, knows what he needs to have his eyes on. And there's a prime example of the patch given us to us by Frantic. That little sound now demonstrating when it's going to be a full revive with full HP. Lots of kind of quality of life changes within the patch. I think a lot of people are saying that they love the new patch. It's the best patch yet. It's changed a lot of things that were bugging players. And right now, we are going to see that 128 mark for Destiny. One more ticket will cost them the game. There it is. It's ticked away. And that's going to be the GGs in chat. Put a big tick in the Animate box, because that is game, set, and match for this first.